I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't gonna get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You gotta understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you gotta work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not gonna be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces, and then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know, that was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, the definition of man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the women you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, the definition of game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Topsoil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Yo, we here. What's poppin'? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to my lovely lady, April MC, in the building. Shout out to Sweet Spot, Amani Nelson, Monogamous Player, Captain Creator, Mike Chain, Steve O Baby was good, Martavius, Walker Toxic Granger was popping with you. Shout out to Frankie Shy in the building, D1 Tactical in the building. Matthew was popping with you. Ludway's in the building. What's going on? Shout out to you. Shout out to Joe Blast in the motherfucking building. Shout out to Skills Fitness in the building. What's going on with your man? Aussie's up in here. Martavius was good. Corey 2S was popping with you. Shout out to White Jasper. What's good with your man? Who else we got up in here? Shout out to my dude, High Profile is in the motherfucking building. Mike Chain, what's going on, man? Ephos is here. Man, shout out to everybody. Philem C, what's popping with your man? June Sports is going on. So today we're going to be talking about why men fuck their lives up to attract women. Okay? And we're going to be talking about that story about the college football coach from Michigan. And, you know, at first, you know, I wasn't going to do this story because, you know, I don't pay attention to sports. I was like, oh, I got to go look up what happened and whatever. So, I found some videos. So I'm going to use, shout out to Flacco. I'm going to use his video as the one we're going to be reacting to. But before we get into all of that, though, make sure that you guys go to CunninghamElements.com. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure I get that shit cracking. And also, Miles is not in today. So Miles is on vacation. So, you understand? Make sure you go to MasculineIdentityMembership.com, CunninghamElements.com. Go to CunninghamElements.com. Get your masculine identity soap, parfum, shea butter. Get all of that hot shit at CunninghamElements.com. Also, make sure you go to ShopLocario.com. Get your online dating consultations. You understand? Get the massive game collection. Get Master the Vetting Process. Get Hot Out 6 2-minute day ebook and audiobook. And get all the other stuff on shoplocario.com. And shout out to all the people that's been getting online dating consultations. I'm telling you, the online dating consultations just be getting crazier and crazier because all 5-star ratings. Hold on. Let's see what's going on here. On the side, you can see all the 5-star ratings are heavy. You feel what I'm saying? It's crazy right here. So you guys need to get up on this. You feel what I mean? I'm gonna read one of them. It says, there were so many blind spots and details on my profile that were stopping me from getting results. The results I really wanted on these dating apps. I was actually surprised during the consultation when Mr. Locario and April MC were pointing out my mistakes on these apps, because so many of these mistakes made seem minimal, but were so detrimental to my experience and the result on these dating apps. I'd give this product a 6-star if I could. There was so much advice tailored to me to this consultation. It's a must buy. So shout out to my dude. So I'm telling y'all, get up on that online dating consultation. I'm telling y'all, do not miss out on this right here. And also make sure you guys go to masculineidentitymembership.com to join the Masculine Identity Membership so you can get on the Zoom calls with Miles. Make sure you guys do that. You feel what I'm saying? Also, go to badboymembership.com to join the Bad Boy Membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. So make sure you guys do that and get that going. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you guys get that cracking. And also make sure that you guys go here to this website right here, which is patreon.com/Mr. Locario.
Do it.
Make sure you guys do that.
Just do it.
So that you guys can get on the Bad Boy Show, because we do this show every week. We do current events and we spit heavy fucking game on the Bad Boy Show. So join the Patreon, patreon.com/Mr. Locario. Make sure that you guys do that and get that going. And guys, the phone lines are up. So 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300, $5 per question, $10 per story. And remember, guys, next year, which means January 1st, you understand what I'm saying? The price is going to go up for the donations. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure that you guys, get it in now, and also be prepared for next year when it's 2026. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys do that and get that going. All right. And if you have a question, put a Q in the chat and we will get to your question. Now, let's get into this. So why men fuck their lives up to attract women? So before I get into the video, I just want to say in general, what happens is that a lot of guys will mess things up in their life when they're dealing with women because they don't have game. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. The show's over. It's over. It's done. That's it. They just don't fucking have any game, and that's why they fuck up their lives. But let's get a little deeper though. So what happens is that when guys are dealing with women, right, they are in situations where they are around women, or they're in circumstances where women are there and then things just sort of happen, right? And when things happen and you don't know how to deal with a situation when a woman is around, then what happens is that you're just susceptible to what's going on. You're just kind of going with the flow, right? Then what happens is that when you go with the flow, you're basically just going with based on how you feel, right? So you're going with based on your emotions. So you start moving emotionally, right? So you're not actually thinking practically. You're not taking steps to go from point A to point B to point C. What you're doing is that you're in a situation, you find the woman attractive. The woman is showing you attention. She's showing that she may be attracted to you, whatever it is like that. And you get caught up in the feeling of it right now. There's nothing wrong with you having the feeling of it, like, yo, this is some cool shit. This shit is sexy as hell. We kicking it. Everything is cool, right? There's nothing wrong with having that feeling of you liking that happening. The problem, though, is that the feeling has to be secondary, right? What needs to be first is what is actually happening in this situation. Am I doing what I need to do as a man? Am I actually leading? Am I actually guiding this situation? Is this a situation that I should even entertain based on what's going on? You feel what I'm saying? So the problem is that a lot of guys, what happens is that they get in these situations, they get caught up in the feeling and they totally disregard what should be happening. Critical thinking skills go out the window, right? First of all, they didn't have any type of program or structure in the first place, which is why things are all over the place. They don't know how to lead. They don't know how to do any of these things. They don't understand the games. They don't understand why women are doing what they're doing and saying what they're saying. So all they really caught up in is in the feeling. So they're not actually thinking about anything practically. And see, the thing is, when you're caught up in the feeling, you are basically like a chick. You understand? Because women get caught up in the feeling, right? So women will do things based on how they feel and not necessarily, in most cases, think about the outcome of it, or think about where is this going to lead to, or think about, is this going to be a good idea or a bad idea, and all this other stuff. Now, not all women are like that, but what I'm saying is, in general, most women will be led and swayed by their feelings, right? Now, the reason why women will do this is because women don't have to think about leading and managing a situation, right? So they're just going along and getting swept up in this. This is why women are the ones that's supposed to fall in love. As a man, you're not supposed to be falling in love, because you're supposed to actually be aware, focused on being practical. So you say to yourself, hey, is this situation something that makes sense for me? Is this woman cooperating? Is this woman going to benefit me, or is she going to sort of be in the way? Is she a distraction? Right? Like, these are the things you got to be thinking about. You understand what I'm saying? And exactly, and this is why it's not a partnership. That's a fact. This is exactly why you don't call the chick your partner. Because there's a lot of shit you need to think about and be concerned about that she doesn't have to think about or be concerned about. You understand what I'm saying? But see, what happens is that when you start, getting all in your feelings and just going based on how you feel, then what happens is that you go down this path that could actually ruin your fucking life. You understand? And also, too, what happens is this. For some guys, because they don't have game, they've never really had access to women, right? So they grew up struggling with women. They wanted a certain type of girl, couldn't get her. They was insecure, scared to get rejected, whatever it is like that. So their dating lives were not really popping, right? Then what happens is that they may get themselves in a certain position where they have access to certain women. So let's say, for example, based on your status, you might get access to these women. But what happens is, because you don't actually know how to deal with the women, and the women have more game than you because they have more experience, then what will happen is she'll lead the situation because the guy doesn't know how to lead the situation because he has no game. You understand? This is why having game is important, because if you don't have game, women are going to lead you. And if women are leading you and you're being very emotional because you're just caught up in all the feelings, that's a recipe for disaster. You understand what I'm saying? And so this is why it's important for you to put the feelings aside and be practical. And in fact, this is how interesting it is, right? When you have game, usually, see, this is how you know your game is tight. Your game is tight when the feelings don't even come into play until after you recognize that the woman is cooperating and adhering to your leadership. Follow what I'm saying here. This is what I was talking about on the show the other day, where about guys just start liking chicks because they're hot. See, when you have game, you don't put any feelings into it, if any, until the chick has shown that she's coachable, that she's going to cooperate on a consistent basis, that she's following your lead, all of these different things. Once that's established, then you're like, oh yeah, this girl's pretty cool. I like her. I'm gonna fuck with her and go down this path and that path. The problem is, when you don't have game, you're not thinking about none of this shit. You think you and women are equal. You're gonna call her your partner, and you're just going with the flow. You're just, seeing where shit goes. And then what happens is you get caught up in the emotion of the situation because you ain't got no game. And then you end up ruining your fucking life because you're following how you feel and you're not thinking practically. You see what I'm saying? So it's very important. See, I've been in situations where, I talked to women who I thought were very physically attractive. I was sexually attracted to them. But then some of those women, I had to basically cut them off before we smashed. Like, there were certain women who wanted to have sex with me. I had to decline because of something that happened beforehand that let me know having sex with her is not a good idea, even though she's basically letting me know she wants to do it. And I'm sexually attracted to this woman, and I still have to say no. You understand? And I have to say no because even though I feel like doing it, right? The game is telling me, nigga, you can't. You cannot. You understand? Like, you can't even hook up with this girl. That's how crazy this shit gets. You understand? And I could do a whole video just on that when it comes to the game, as far as you being sexually attracted to a woman is basically throwing it at you and you still got to say no. You understand what I'm saying? And most dudes are not equipped to do that. Why? Because they're in their feelings when it comes to dealing with the women. Right? This is the first time they've been with a baddie. She's so bad. Oh my God, I'm in love with her, bro. But she's different, man. You don't understand. We have a connection. She said this and she said that. So dudes start getting caught up in that nonsense, and then shit hits the fan, and you start doing shit that don't even make any sense. You understand what I'm saying? You're doing shit that makes no sense. Why? Because it feels good. You know, you're like, oh, but the feeling though, you know, I want to do this and do that with her because I feel it. And that's where you're fucking up. Right? But now let me bring up this video so we could get into this story. Let me do this like this real quick. Okay, here we go. Let's make it happen like this. And so I'm gonna start it, stop it. So so the title of this video is "He Lost Everything and Tried to Kill His White Side Chick." So I'm gonna play this. We're gonna go through this and we're gonna see how much that this guy fucked up because he didn't have any fucking game. You understand? And this is why having game is so important, because if you don't have game, you're gonna fuck shit up too. It's guaranteed to happen if you don't have game, because you're gonna get caught up in some form of fashion by some chick. You understand what I'm saying? And it's gonna be an issue. But let's start this right here.
The head coach of Michigan football is an idiot. I didn't know God made people this stupid. I honestly didn't know God made people this stupid. This is the Shannon Sharp situation all over again. Shannon Sharp 2.0. How do y'all continue to allow yourselves to get finessed and tricked out of millions of dollars by college scallywags? Sharon Moore was given a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity by Jim Harbaugh. So Jim Harbaugh was the head football coach of Michigan. However, he got an NFL gig. So while leaving to go take the NFL head coaching job, he personally handpicked Sharon to take over for him because he believed in Sharon.
So now this dude handpicked him to take over. So he has a very important job that pays him a lot of money. And he's going to ruin this for some pussy. You understand what I'm saying? Terrible. Ruin this shit for some pussy. Bruh. But let's continue. Let's see what we're talking about.
Believed that he could be the man for the job. And, you know, he told the university that they should honor his request and make Sharon the head coach. Despite being a married man with 2 daughters, he decided the first thing he was going to do with his new opportunity was to throw it all away by getting involved with an executive assistant. This was a clear and flagrant violation and mistake for obvious reasons. One of the biggest reasons being she was literally his employee and he had influence over her salary. Due to the clear and...
So this guy was basically like her boss. You understand what I'm saying? And so he was in a position of power over her. And then he decided to fuck with this chick. Now, again, this is the same kind of thing. You know, it's a little different because some of y'all be at your job and you're fucking with just like a coworker on your same level. But it's still kind of the same type of energy of the reason why he would want to fuck with someone that he's working with, right? Is because a lot of times when guys don't have game, their entire like dating life or dealing with women, and this guy's married, by the way, but their entire interactions with women are predicated on work and school and shit like that. You understand? And maybe once in a while they may have a friend group where there's a girl that they like or whatever. Because these guys they don't go out and do shit. They don't really make anything happen. Like they either, you know, marry their high school sweetheart or some shit, and they don't really have a lot of experience. So when a new woman just comes into the situation and she's showing some interest, it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, I need this. This is like so good. And again, all up in the emotion. But let's continue.
Obvious imbalance of the power dynamics at play here. No matter how much this chick consent, she would always be viewed as the victim. And forget about how you put the school at risk of a possible lawsuit. Think about yourself. Think about how vulnerable the position you put yourself in.
And what's interesting about this is, see, like I said, remember, you have to think about everything. Like you said, look, you're putting the school at risk, right? You're putting yourself at risk. And all of this for some pussy. You see what I'm saying? See, it's so easy to fuck your life up over some pussy if you don't have game. You understand? This is why we say the game is not about women. Because when you make it about women, you fuck up. But let's continue. Keep it going.
No matter how much this chick consents, no matter how much she tells you she loves you, she can wake up one day and claim victimhood and take you for everything you got because you were her boss and you was in charge of how much she was getting paid.
And see, that's a good point, because the thing is that if this is your position, right? And let's say for whatever reason, because remember, he's married, so he's already, fucking up if he's in a monogamous situation already, just like fucking with other women. But even in just this particular situation, even if he was non-monogamous, this still wouldn't be good because he's at work with a woman who is basically his employee. You feel what I'm saying? So he's fucking up on all different fronts. But let's see what they're saying real quick.
Benefiting more than he was. Now, I don't know how crazy her sloppy toppy was, or like how crazy the box was, but this chick was taking this dude to the cleaners, man. All right. So if you look at her salary when John Harbaugh was there, Jim Harbaugh, I should say, she was making $58,000, right? She had a 0% increase for the 2023 year. But when he took over, when he became the head coach, she jumped 55% in 1 year. She went from $58,000 to $90,000 in a year.
Bruh. So basically, she got a super increase in her fucking salary. This is crazy. Right? And what was really happening within a year that made her salary increase? I don't know, some dick sucking or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like, it went from like 58,000 to like 60,000 or some shit. This shit went all the way to like 90,000. That's a hell of an increase. So some shit was going down. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Whatever box she was giving him, whatever sloppy toppy she was giving this dude, bruh, it was clearly worth it, man, because this dude lost his mind. You couldn't make it more obvious, man. Right? What job duties was this chick doing that warranted a 55% increase in her pay scale? But this dude was getting so comfortable and so relaxed, he was feeling like a king on campus, that he began to be in an open with this. Like, he was no longer hiding it. Like, kids was literally sending pictures to each other of this dude and her, like, walking seemingly romantically all across campus.
And that's the crazy part, is that this motherfucker, see, he's not even being discreet about this shit. See, the fact that he was doing all of this shit already was fucked up. But see, if he had some type of game, he would never be fucking with this chick that is employee in the first place. But since he was, right, he didn't even have any sort of structure of how this would go smoothly. Because the fact that he would give her that big boost in salary already shows her that this dude is weak, right? Which is going to alter how she's going to respond and react to him. So he's already, you understand what I'm saying, on some other shit. But let's continue.
Bro was too comfortable, man. Chilling out in public, right? Now, apparently this person says that they sent this photo of Sharon Moore walking past their house on campus April 16th of 2024. So this apparently been a thing. I've seen a couple of old tweets where people was like, no, I seen an old tweet from a month ago where somebody was saying, yo, Sharon Moore has been cheating on his wife with his executive assistant. So this was already bubbling on campus. Now, him being sloppy, him being careless, finally caught up to him because he was ultimately fired yesterday. But instead of taking his firing, right, with some type of integrity and principles, because you know you did wrong, all right, he decided he was going to fully crash out.
Breaking news in college football. Michigan has fired head football coach Sharon Moore for cause. The school said that an investigation found that Moore had an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Moore had been suspended for 3 games and given a 2-year show cause order for his part in the school's scouting and sign stealing scandal just a few years ago. Senior college football writer Pete Thamel is all over this story and joins us now. What details do you have about this investigation and which led to this firing?
Yeah, Kevin, this is something that's been percolating at Michigan for the last couple weeks. There was initial flurry of speculation and an early investigation that died down toward the end of the regular season. There had been a lot of uneasiness on the Michigan staff. Sources had told me Sharon Moore had been acting strange, berating assistant coaches, not acting in a normal way.
So they're already saying that he's been acting strange, acting weird, and the fact that he was acting this way is because he himself probably, right? Hold on, you said the volume's a little low. Let me put it up a little bit. So based on what was going on with him and that woman, right? He was probably being emotional because of, whatever was going on behind the scenes. And see, when dudes don't have a program and they don't have a structure, when they don't have game, they're extremely emotional. You understand? Guys who don't have game are extremely emotional, which is why, like I was saying earlier, they get all in their feelings based on the particular situation. Because what they do is that they get with these women, they're excited to be with these women, they're excited to be having sex with these women, and so therefore they're not thinking straight, they're not thinking correctly. You understand what I'm saying? But let me fast forward this a little bit because I think you're going to do a little advertising joint right here. Let me fast forward. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go.
Quieted within the last couple of weeks and obviously percolated back up within the last week. And look, I've been around this for a long time. It is rare that you get a statement like the one Michigan had, being as explicit as they are, saying it was an inappropriate relationship with a staff member that led to Sharon Moore's firing. He would have been owed, Kevin, more than $12 million on the 3 years remaining on his initial contract. Michigan will not pay him that money.
So now he's losing what, $12 million? You see what I'm saying? So imagine you were gonna make like 12 million bucks, and now you're not getting it for some pussy. That's crazy. That's crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what, listen. You're supposed to go to work, do your job, and go home. You see what I'm saying? So all you guys that are worried about, there's this girl at my job I like, fuck all of that. You understand what I'm saying? Stop putting pussy in front of you, but stop putting pussy above you. Stop making pussy the most important thing to where you fuck your life up. This is crazy, but let's continue.
They're firing him for cause.
All right, Moore was the team's former offensive coordinator, was promoted to the top job after Jim Harbaugh left following the 2023 National Championship. They're getting ready for a bowl game against Texas in the Citrus Bowl. What's going to be the next move here for Michigan, especially after so many top jobs have been filled around the country?
I don't know what's between the legs of those 20 to 23-year-old blonde-haired, blue-eyed college white girls. But it got to be something magical, man, because these niggas keep crashing out over it, bro. He lost $13 million? $13 million? Because you wanted to mess with, I don't know, bro.
And see, the thing is this, right? This is what happens. See, when you don't have game, you don't think, 3-4 steps ahead, right? So if you're making that type of money, right, you could set yourself up to where you don't ever have to work again. Right? And set your family up nice and all that other stuff. So now you lose all of that money for a random chick. Like he could listen, he could have, if he really wanted some new pussy, he could have went to his wife and said, listen, you know, I know we married, but look, I'm gonna do some little thing on the side. I'm just letting you know. And then not fuck with the girl at his job. You understand what I'm saying? Just go out somewhere, wherever, and fuck with other women. But again, you need game to understand this. Because see, that's me thinking practically. But let's continue.
The crime don't fit the punishment, man. All right, all right. Now listen, fam, yo, if you had to take a once in a lifetime chance, man, because this chick was just so bad, you just had to, cool. And even that, it's still not worth it. But
it's not worth it.
Lost $13 million for the opportunity to crack a 5. Crazy. Now, this is the time where he's supposed to take it on the chin, go back home, work it out with his wife, and self-reflect and try to get back on his feet and find other opportunities. But no. Instead, he went out for vengeance and blood.
Well, a surprising firing and a shocking arrest at the same time, rocking the world of college sports this morning. The University of Michigan dismissing football coach Sharon Moore on Wednesday, only for him to be arrested and booked in a county jail. This was hours later.
So now it gets worse because other shit is going down. But let's continue.
News Nation's Ryan Bass tracking this one for us. So, Ryan, quite a whirlwind in the past few hours. What are you learning about Moore's termination and this investigation underway now?
Yeah, this escalated rather quickly last night, Kelly. I mean, Moore was fired by the university and then hours later was detained. Now, the university is saying that he was dismissed after an investigation found that he had an inappropriate relationship with a staff member, which led to his dismissal. In terms of his arrest, we're still getting some details that are trickling in. But in terms of police, they have arrested Moore, and it's unclear if that is connected to his firing. The incident happened about 30 minutes before Michigan announced his dismissal. Jail records show that the 39-year-old was booked yesterday evening, but don't list charges or a court date just yet. Pittsfield Township Police, without naming Moore, said they responded to an alleged assault and took one person into custody. Now, Michigan's athletic director said that Moore was terminated after an internal investigation found, quote, credible evidence that he had an inappropriate relationship with a staff member, a clear violation of university policy. He added this.
Here's what happened, okay? So after he got fired, after it became perfectly clear he then lost his $13 million, instead of taking accountability, he decided he was going to blame everything on the executive assistant. Because essentially, it was kind of her fault that they got caught, okay? So,
no, I gotta hit with the button. So understand, everything that happened was his fault. I just want you guys, you gotta understand that when you're interacting with a chick, right, and you allow her to be in your space, in your situation, whatever happens is your fault. You understand what I'm saying? So don't blame the chick, right? You allowed her to be there, and this is how the shit went down. But let's continue.
Michigan did their investigation once tips came in. They found no wrongdoing. They didn't find any proof of inappropriate relationship between Paige and Sharon Moore. Now, I'm sure that was a lie. I'm sure Michigan found proof, but they wanted to sweep it under the rug instead of addressing a scandal that was on campus. So they swept it under the rug. However, Paige apparently got pregnant, and Paige told Sharon that she was pregnant, and Sharon been trying to get Paige to get rid of it.
So not only is this fool cheating on his wife with his subordinate, and then he gets her pregnant, and on top of that, he gave her this big ass raise. And see, how much you want to bet that the reason why she got pregnant was because she probably insisted, on him skeeting in her, fucking her raw, all that other goofy shit, right? Because what happens is that she knows that he's getting that money. And she knows that she has access to money. Why? Because this motherfucker gave her a huge raise. So she's like, he's giving me a huge raise and he's getting millions of dollars. Oh, he needs to knock me up. You see what I'm saying? But see, what happens is when you don't have game, you're not thinking 2-3 steps ahead. So he ends up fucking her, shooting up the club because he's emotional. You understand what I'm saying? And then what happens is after the fact, she's pregnant, and now he wants to be like, yo, get rid of it. That's not how this shit works. See, when it comes to the game, it's about prevention. You prevent things from happening by thinking practically and not thinking with your dick. Right? You prevent things from happening by saying, and this is the thing, it's really simple, right? Before you do anything, that's why you can't be emotional. Before you do anything, think about this, what could happen. So if you're like, okay, yeah, there's this chick that works for me. I'm kind of attracted to her. I would smash, but what would happen if I smashed this chick? And then you start thinking about the worst possible fucking scenarios. That's how you stop yourself from getting shit cracking. So you say, oh, what could be the worst possible scenario? Oh, maybe I get fired, lose my money, lose my fucking marriage. Also, I could get her pregnant. You understand what I'm saying? All of these things, like once you start really thinking about all the ways shit could go left, that should be enough for you to say, you know what? Nah, I shouldn't do that. Like if dudes just actually sit there for 3 minutes and just think. Always think about what could be the worst case scenario that could happen in this situation. You understand? And once you do that, then it's like, yeah, let me not even bother. So I don't fuck around and fuck all this shit up. Listen to me.
However, Paige did not want to get rid of it because why would you abort the baby of a man who is due $13 million, right? As a broke college student. Well, we're not really broke. She's making $90,000, but still, like, as a man, it ain't $13 million. So why would you abort it? So because she refused to abort it, Sharon been stalking her, been harassing her, been trying to get her to abort it. So eventually.
So now he's stalking her and harassing her to get her to have the abortion. Again, see, this shows a lack of leadership because you do goofy shit and then you just scramble in to try to make her do the thing. Because remember, don't I always tell you guys that you can't make women do anything? I tell you guys you can't control women. So if you can't control women, who can you control? Yourself. So what you do is you say, oh, well, let me not get into these situations so these things don't occur. And let's say you are fucking a chick. How about I strap up and not get her pregnant? Because if she gets pregnant, I can't control whether or not she's going to keep the kid or not. You understand what I'm saying? But again, these guys aren't thinking. Why? Because they're in their feelings. You understand? This is why it's important to have game. Because when you have game says, fuck your feelings. See, game tells you what you actually need to do. Like the practical shit that needs to happen outside of the feelings. Bro, let me tell you guys something. I've been in situations where I'm with a chick. She's butt naked in the bed. And she's telling me, oh, could you, like, we don't have to wear a condom. I like it so better without a condom. Can you just, and then she's like really trying to make it happen without a condom. And she's butt naked on the bed, ready to get it cracking. You know what I tell her? I say, listen, this ain't gonna work. I'm sorry. Like, look, this is not gonna work out because I'm not fucking you without a condom. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, she's there, butt naked, ready to take the dick. And I got to tell her no. You understand what I'm saying? Because what happens is that you have to, right, think and put the game before your feelings. You understand what I'm saying? The problem is that a lot of you guys, what you do is you put your feelings at the forefront of everything. And then when shit turn out like this, oh, it's a wrap. You're like, oh, well, can you get rid of the baby and all this other shit? But let's continue.
An anonymous tip came in to Michigan, letting Michigan know, hey, yo, Paige is pregnant. Once they got that tip, they could no longer ignore it. They could no longer sweep it under the rug, because if this chick is pregnant, this is going to be a bigger situation. So ultimately, that was the catalyst for him getting fired. He now blames her and believes that she's the one who tipped off the university and let them know that she's pregnant. So after he got fired, he popped up to her crib. Apparently, he popped up to her crib with a knife. And he put the knife to her throat and his throat, and he was threatening to do things to her. But
you see what I'm saying? Dude is still emotional. So he goes to her spot, has the knife, put it up to her throat like he's gonna kill her. You see what happens when you don't have game and you're emotional? Acting like a bitch? Like what the, like, see, he's the type of motherfucker that would love the red pill. He would love the red pill. He'd be like, all these modern women, and they're using you for, and they want child support, and they want all your money, and their hypergamous nature, and blah 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 blah. And the whole time he's not looking at, wait a second, this is all my fault. Like, look at what I did. This is all me. Right? So now at one point was he saying, damn, you know what? I fucked up. That was all me. Why am I going over here with a knife for this chick when I'm the one who put the seed in her? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. Well, let's continue.
ultimately, he never did it. He ultimately left and went to a church where apparently he was going to do something very harmful to himself. However, the wife got wind of this, called the police, and police was able to go ahead and go to the church and get him.
561-553 for domestic. Subject just called the caller, told her there's a male at the location and the house attacking her. The state's been stalking her for months. For the Pittsfield units, reference to domestic, we just get a call from S1's wife in Ann Arbor saying that the subject is suicidal. Reference losing his job today.
Suicidal. Lust will be the downfall of a lot of you guys, bruh. You got to learn how to control your lust. At some point.
So this is the thing. It's not about lust. It's about having game. You understand what I'm saying? Because the problem is not that you lust, because lust is going to happen automatically. You're going to have those lustful feelings, right? Now, you could say you're controlling your lust, but the thing is, it's not about controlling your lust, because lust isn't the problem. The problem is the lack of game, the lack of understanding, right? It's the lack of leadership. You see what I'm saying? So it's all those things, because this is the thing. If he really had game, he would be thinking, okay, wait a second. I'm a coach. I got responsibilities. I'm making this much money. Now you know, I have a wife, have kids. So you're weighing all of this, right? You say you got all this shit going, and then you got this chick over here. So you're telling me that this chick over here was worth fucking all this up? But again, you can't think clearly if you're in your feelings. You understand what I'm saying? Well, let's continue.
At some point in your life, you got to learn how to control your lust, especially when you're in a position of power.
Hold on.
When you have power, when you have everything to lose, when you are the...
What's going on? What's popping? Who this?
Yeah, this is Tim. I sent your Venmo.
All right, that's what's up. So what's going on?
Yeah, this is actually a massive story. I'm not sure. I don't know if you follow college football that.
Nah, I don't follow
that all the way at all. Okay, well, this is just a perfect intersection of game and then also something I'm super into, which is college football.
Mm-hmm.
So, this guy, for those of you guys who don't know, this coach, he was a part of probably one of the top 5 programs in college football, won a national championship, and then got anointed basically as the head coach of Michigan, from his predecessor. So he basically was handed this situation, one of the best college football programs in the country, top 5, top 10 job. People are going to be clamoring to, get this job. And basically he squandered this entire situation. His team did well this year, but squandered this entire situation, potentially, going after another national championship next year, had an amazing recruiting class, all for some pussy. And so this is insane. It's honestly, the story gets worse and worse. But it was just crazy to me that when I heard the news on this guy, I was like, this motherfucker has one of the best jobs you could ever have in America, in the football profession. And he squandered it over some random chick in the building who he already knew he shouldn't have been messing with her. Because the university policies clearly stated, do not get involved with anybody on the staff at the university, all this crazy shit. And he still did it, and he still fucked it up this badly. And so the point I'm trying to make is just that for any of you guys out here who also, are trying to do and fuck around with people at your job, it could be as bad, but you just won't have access to all the resources. This guy's he's gonna have lawyers, he's gonna have money, he's gonna have ways to deal with this shit. It's still fucked up, but this is what happens when you fuck with shit, when you have no game and also do it in your place of work. You're gonna fuck yourself over. It's inevitable. But this is an insane story. I'm glad you're breaking this all down.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Wild. This is why it's important to have game, because look at how quickly all of this shit could fall by the wayside. Because I'm sure he worked hard to get in that position. He was able to get to the point where he was going to get this amount of money. And now everything is just falling apart. You see what I'm saying? Now he got this chick pregnant. He got arrested. He's losing out on this money. Look, there's like so many things that are happening in this situation. You see what I'm saying? That's causing his life to be ruined. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's insane. And here's the thing, the university, I think, they have a high standard, right, in that shit. And people were already clamoring, oh, is he doing well as a coach? The performance on the field wasn't good enough. Like Michigan holds themselves to an extremely high standard. But when you put yourself in these situations where you do all this fuck shit, then you give them an immediate reason for them to drop you, get rid of you. They're not going to pay you shit. And now you're in a world of hurt and basically a ditch that this guy's probably never going to be able to coach at any prestigious level for a long time, and maybe ever again, based off what the fuck he's doing, after the fact, which is wild. But I appreciate you taking my call, and have a good rest of Friday.
All right, brother. Appreciate the call, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is crazy. This is like look at how quickly your shit could fall by the wayside. You understand what I'm saying? Super quickly. You know what I mean? So you guys gotta understand how serious this type of shit is, man. But let's continue.
Breadwinner. When you have a lot of people counting on you, not just those children he recruited to the school, not just those football players, not just the parents who he looked in their eyes and promised to take care of their kids when they come to campus, but he had his own family counting on him. He probably paid his mama bills, his daddy bills, his family bills. He probably take care of everyone in his family. He's probably a first-generation millionaire in his family. And he threw that all away for some coochie. Think about the worst thing you've ever done for some coochie. Think about it. Think about the furthest you've traveled. I know some people who say, they done travel 12, 13 hours for some coochie, bruh.
It's funny. It's funny because there's chicks that I've messed with where they would tell me stories and show me DMs and shit where dudes would literally get on a plane to come meet a chick. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So yeah, motherfuckers be out there going crazy for this shit. But let's continue.
Now take away coochie and replace coochie with temporary satisfaction. You think you would do the same thing you did for coochie for no. If I tell you, hey, bro, travel 13 hours for some cheesecake. If I tell you travel 13 hours for $500, you'll probably say, man, F on my face, bro. Hell no. But the value we place on coochie is absurd, bro. The coochie of a average, middle of the pack Michigan white girl
But see, also the thing is this, right? Is that it doesn't matter if you think she's average or not average. You know what I'm saying? Because when you say things like that, like, oh, you did this for some average chick, that means that you think it's okay to do it for a chick you think is not average, right? It's not okay for any of them. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the thing where a lot of guys get into issues, because what they do is that they will put a certain woman on a pedestal, which still is going to be the thing that makes them fuck up, right? So you see, you got to get out of that mindset of thinking, well, she's the exception and all this other stuff, because this is what makes these dudes do that goofy ass shit. You got to say, you know, put yourself first. So when you put yourself first, none of these things happen in the first place. You feel what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Blah, blah, blah. And I can imagine 6-7 months ago, I went through something very similar. So I know what that storm is like.
Yes, sir.
And unless you've been in it, that's why when people say, this is what I would do, you don't know what you would do.
You see? It's funny they got Shannon Sharp, because Shannon Sharp's like, man, I relate to this shit, right? And he's like, you know, people say, oh, you know, you don't want to know what you, well, this is the thing. How about you not get into this situation in the first place? How about that? Again, this is the thing. See, when guys can ignore this shit if they want, right? But look at how detrimental this shit is when you ignore the game. So we got this dude and we got Shannon Sharp. Both these motherfuckers losing out on money. Why? Because they didn't have game. Do you guys see how important game is? You see what I mean? They didn't know what the fuck was going on, and they got played. But let's continue and see what else they say real quick.
Yeah. Until you in it. Until you in that pressure cooker. Until you in the eye of the storm.
Yes, sir.
Until you in. Ocho, you and I have had a conversation. So
Yes, sir.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
To be in that storm.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
to know everybody know everything that you worked your entire life for.
Mm-hmm.
You feel it like it's crumbling right before your eyes.
And see, and this is the problem when you don't have game. Like you said, everything you done worked for, gone that quick, just in a blink of an eye, because you're making the game about women. See, shit like this doesn't happen when you're not doing things based on how you feel. See, when you're doing things in a practical manner, when you have a way you do things, you let every woman come into the situation and have to adhere to the same shit. The problem is that most guys will be like, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna start, you know, like, you know, telling women what I want and leading and this and this, that. And then they meet a chick who they think is like the baddest chick ever. They throw all that shit out the window. She's the exception. Oh, let me forget everything I just said, and I'm gonna just do this and go in her direction. And this is where these dudes fuck up. And then after the fact, they're like, man, why did this happen? And you don't understand. And, you know, this and that. And it's like, no, you allowed that to happen by going based on how you felt. You thought everything was all good. And then when shit hit the fan, now it's an issue. Shit is crazy.
You gone.
Yeah. And the only people that's going to be there, it's going to be a select few.
It's a sad situation all around. I can't say I feel sorry for him because I don't. But it's a sad situation all around, man. It's a sad one. The only people like Sharon should have been concerned with was his family and his wife. Those are the only two people he should have been concerned with. My father always told me this, man. He asked me, hey, yo, when you pass away, who's going to bury you? Well, obviously, like, my family's going to bury me. Okay, cool. Who's going to be a pallbearer? Well, obviously, my select few friends, you know, and, you know, I'll name them. And he says, okay, cool. So these are going to be the only people who see you on your way out of Earth. These are going to be the people who take care of you and see you on your way off the planet into your maker. So if these are going to be the only people who see you on your way out, then why do you concern yourself with the opinions of people who won't even realize you're gone when you're gone?
All right, cool. And we'll stop it right there. That's near the end of the joint. But yeah, this is crazy though, how this type of shit happens because, dudes don't got no game. You know what I'm saying? And guys, if you want to call in, the call-in number is 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300 is the number. So call in if you have a question, put a Q in the chat, and we will get to your question. But see, this is the issue, and this is why you guys need to learn this game, because if you don't learn this game, you could end up in the same situation. Because what happens is that if you let your feelings overtake, your practical thinking and your logic and understanding how to move, then you'll be in the same situation. And what's going to happen is that you're going to meet a woman who you're so physically and sexually attracted to that you're going to try to rationalize fucking with her, even though you know you shouldn't. And remember I said this because you're going to be in the situation. I'm telling you, you're going to be on a date. You're going to be talking to the girl on the phone or some shit. You're going to be hollering at a chick and you're going to be like, shit, I recognize that she's on some bullshit or this is not a good situation to be in. But because you are so attracted to her, because you're so sexually attracted to this chick, you understand what I'm saying? You are going to try to rationalize it so that you can make it happen with this woman, so that you can do something with this woman and make something go down. And then once shit goes down, and if it's in a situation where you can't come back from, like you get her pregnant, or she says you did some shit to her, or, whatever, then you're going to feel some type of way. And what I'm saying is that you guys got to make sure that you prevent these things from happening by having a way that you do things, having women basically be filtered out through your program so you don't have to deal with any of this shit. See, when you have a program and you have a way you do things and you only deal with women on your terms, this is impossible for this type of shit to happen. Also, what happens is that you guys have to go out and live life and meet women so that you are not caught up in these situations. This is why, for example, a lot of guys are like, oh, how do I holler at this girl at my school? How do I holler at, this girl at my job? How do I holler at the girl at the gym? You know why guys always want to worry about the job and the gym and their school? Because they're not actually meeting women outside of that. So you're meeting women in these other situations where fucking with those women in those situations could fuck up your situation. You see what I'm saying? So you're working at a certain place and you're like, oh, how do I get at this girl at my job? It's like, nigga, why are you trying to fuck up your job? You understand what I'm saying? Now you can meet women outside your job. There's way more women outside your job that you can meet. But the reason why you're trying to holler at the girl at your job is because you're around her all the time and you're not around other women. You're not interacting with other women. So this is your only source of interaction with women. So then you want to fuck with that chick. Well, part of the reason why you want to fuck with that chick is because you're not fucking with chicks elsewhere. That's why the girl at the gym that you see all the time, you're fantasizing about her, you're, oh my God, this and this and that. Listen, if you're actually out here meeting women for real, if you're hooking up with women for real, if you got a rotation of chicks, you won't give a fuck about that chick at the gym. You understand what I'm saying? Like you see her for a second, you're like, oh yeah, she kind of cute. And then you just go do your workout and you bounce. You're not concerned about, how do I get that girl at the gym? You're concerned about getting the girl at the gym because you're not talking to other women. And so that makes you emotional if you're in those particular situations. Right? Because you're not even at the gym and you're thinking about the girl at the gym. Then you're at the gym, you see the girl at the gym, you still don't even say anything. Right? And then so you build this woman up at the gym. And the reason why that's happening is because you're not actually fucking with women outside the gym. That's why when you guys call in and you say, oh, there's this girl at my gym or this girl at my job, like Miles says, your language exposes you. So we know that you ain't getting no women. See, why do you think we tell you guys not to holler at chicks at your job? It's not only because, she's at your job and you can fuck up your job situation. We know that you're going to fuck up your job situation because you don't have game. And the reason why you want to holler at chicks at your job is because you don't have game. Because if you had game, you would not be concerned with hollering at the chick at your job. You see how your language exposes you? You see how when y'all call up, y'all like, oh, y'all don't even let us finish a sentence. We already know. If you're calling in talking about, yo, I want to holler at a chick at my job, we know you ain't got no game. Because dudes that got game are not sitting there worried about hollering at their chicks at their job. You're worried about hollering at chicks at your job because that's the woman that you feel you have access to. That's the woman you feel the most comfortable around. Because you're scared to talk to a woman you don't know in public. Right? You're not going out to events. You're not going out to bars and clubs and all that other shit. So that's why you're worried about the girl at your job. That's why you're worried about the girl at your gym and the girl at your school. You understand what I'm saying? And this is why we tell you guys it's important for you to step up your game so you are not even thinking about these women. You understand what I'm saying? It's crazy. So this is what I'm saying, where the language exposes you guys. But let me see what these questions are saying. It says, is there such thing as delayed interest where a woman isn't warm immediately, but becomes interested after a few seconds once she processes and feels your presence? No. 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 So there's no delayed interest, right? When you meet a woman and you talk to her, right? The first initial interaction is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? That's the interest. So however she's responding to you, that's the interest. So meaning that this is why I tell you guys about all this PUA shit test nonsense. If you meet a woman and she's giving you the shit test, she's not feeling you. Right? There's no delayed interest. What happens is that you wear her down and then it seems like she's warming up to you, but you're just wearing her down. And she's just giving in because she's getting more attention. She's like, fuck it, I'll fuck with him or whatever it is like that. Right? See, the reason why there's no delayed interest is because women generally do not find a lot of guys that they're actually interested in and attracted to. So if a woman meets you and she's like, oh, I'm feeling this guy, you're going to see it. And there's going to be no delay because she wants it to happen. So because she wants it to happen, you understand what I'm saying? Then things are going to go down. Exactly. There's only delayed rejection. That's a fact. See, the reason why you guys want to believe in like delayed interest and all this other stuff is because you guys meet a lot of women who have medium interest in you or low interest in you. And so you're thinking, man, well, maybe, and because you're attracted to her, so you're really attracted to her, you're like, well, I want there to be some hope that something can happen with this woman. You see what I'm saying? It's like, guys, you got to understand that when you are interacting with women, they know whether or not they want to fuck with you like that. You understand? Meaning they know when if they want to have sex with you, right? The only thing this is the thing. Things can change where a woman who's initially attracted to you becomes disinterested in you quickly. But there is no thing where a woman isn't interested in you and then she quickly starts to be interested in you. That's not how it works. You understand? So interest can decline quickly, but interest is not going to be raised quickly. That's not how shit works. You understand? In fact, most interest really can't be raised. It's not like, oh, let me talk to this girl. It's 8:30. She's giving me this delayed interest. She's giving me a little resistance, but by 9 o'clock, you understand what I'm saying? She's really going to be all up on me. No. By 9 o'clock, if it seems that way, you just wore her down. That's it. That is it, guys. You have to understand this. See, it's not about finding women and trying to convince the women to like you. It's not about trying to convince a chick who initially is giving you resistance and all this other stuff, say some magic pickup lines, say some smooth shit, and now, I changed her mind. I got her to like me now. That's not what it's about. It's about you meeting women, right, who are attracted to you and maintaining that interest. That's what it's about. It's not about, oh, well, this girl's giving me the runaround. She's playing hard to get. So let me do this to, no, that's that PUA shit. So PUAs want you to believe that you have this magical power to turn a woman who's not interested in you to be interested in you. That's not reality. All that happens is that you're in a situation where you're talking to a woman who has medium interest, who, because you've interacted with her enough, she's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm bored right now. He's here. Let's do something, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? She's still not feeling you. So you guys got to get out of that mindset. But guys, call in 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300 is the number. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys call up. He said, devil advocate question. What if he gave her the pay increase because she was giving him the extra money? What? What do you mean? I'm confused. What extra money? Oh, you talking about he gave her the pay increase and then she took the extra money and gave it to him? Is that what you're saying? That's crazy. It says it's crazy because to be a head coach, you'd have to have a program and a structure to run a team. Why wouldn't he simply apply that to the rest of his life? Well, guys don't have games, so they don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? It's like when it comes to, like dealing with women, it's like all shit goes out the window for these guys. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Coach Justin in the building. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to Coach Justin in the building. Let me see what other questions we got. Hold on, where we at? Where we at with the questions? This says, if I'm related to the boss, and I go after a female coworker on my level, same risk. What do you mean? So you're saying if you work somewhere and you're related to your boss, is it the same thing if you holler at a chick? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, what I'm saying is that you really shouldn't be hollering at chicks at your job in general, right? So this is the thing. This is what's ironic about trying to holler at chicks at your job. If you have game, you'd be able to holler at chicks at your job and everything would be fine. But the funny part is that if you had game, you wouldn't even want to holler at chicks at your job. That's the funny part about it. See, the reason why we're telling you not holler at chicks at your job is because you don't have game, which means you're going to do something goofy and fuck shit up. But if you did have game, you'd be able to holler at chicks at your job. But if you had game, you wouldn't want to holler at chicks at your job. See what I'm saying? Like, but let's go to 410. 410 was popping. Who this?
Hey, it's Tyler. What's going on, Locario?
What's going on? Did you donate though?
Yes, sir. Hit the PayPal.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up.
I was so glad that you were talking about this today.
What's going on?
So glad, because I had a situation yesterday. When I get started this new job, and I don't talk to none of the women there. I just go there, get my money, and leave. And yesterday, I went to a new department, and I had 2 women roll up on me. They shooting a shot at me. And it was kind of a situation where I was like, I told them right there, like, yo, I don't really, intermingle with coworkers like that. And there's like 4 girls in that situation. Mind you, I'm 24, so it was a younger crowd of women, but they were intermingling over there talking like, yo, he's fine. And I'm like, they approached me like, yo, what's up? You fine? What's up? What's your name? Da, 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 da. And I kind of was like, I don't really want to go down this path. But I want your thoughts on that.
I mean, what it sounded like to me is attention horn, if that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I have one of their numbers.
Right.
She gave me her number.
Right. But this is what I'm saying. But you ever heard of work husbands?
Yeah.
Right. That's all it sounds like. It sounds like work husband shit. You see what I'm saying? So usually if this is the only thing where it shows if a woman actually wants to do something sexual with you, at the job, is that she would have to be overtly sexual with you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if she's not overtly sexual with you, then all of that means nothing. Because the reason why women flirt with guys at the job is because they want the work husband situation. And what's so good about the work husband situation is they know that you're not necessarily supposed to, take it to another level so they can get the attention from understanding your desire without actually having to follow through. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why I said it sounds like attention horn, because they're just setting you up to give them attention. Does that make sense? You see what I mean? So women a lot of times will do things and set things up for a guy to give her attention, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean she's actually really trying to fuck with you like that. That's why I said if she's not actually, or the women are not actually, trying to overtly make something happen sexual based on their end, meaning like they're not trying to make it happen, then it don't really mean nothing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I've had that happen in my last job where they were like, let me see it, and saying all the explicit stuff while we at work, and I'm like, yo, you gotta chill.
No, that's not. No. You're not okay. You're not getting what I'm saying. So her talking about let me see it, that's still attention. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the woman, right, is being aggressive about fucking. So meaning, for example, she might send you a naked picture or a picture of her like in the lingerie or something and say, hey, I want you to come over and, I want to see you, like shit like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like she's overtly making moves on you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So
I've had that.
So if it's not that, that's what I'm saying. If it's not that, then it's not really anything. That's what I'm trying to say. If it's not that, it's most likely, and even with that, still, it can be high level attention whoring. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, this is what you got to understand, right? Whenever a woman is responding, right? She's responding to something. So a woman could be responding to a man that she's dating. She could be responding to societal standards. She could be responding to her dad. She could be responding to a company, whatever it is like that, right? But what happens is that you have to understand what is the context in which this woman is responding to you, right? And if the context in which she's responding to you is a job, that means that she's responding to you within the structure of the job. You understand what I'm saying? Which means she's not actually responding to you as the man. You understand? Because you're not actually meeting this woman in a situation where the context is she's submitting to you. She's submitting to the job and just playing with you within that structure. The structure is not your structure. The structure is the job structure. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. So what I'm saying is that the reason why I said if the girl is overtly sexual with you, that's an indicator that she's responding to you specifically, but it's still not 100%. Why? Because it's happening in the context of the job. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
Yeah, I get it.
So that's what I'm saying, where you got to take that shit with a grain of salt. But also, this is why it doesn't make sense for guys to really, worry about hollering at girls at the job, because you're still hollering at them under the structure of the job. So now you still, in a sense, have to adhere to the policies of the job. So now this is why when a lot of guys will do goofy shit, and let's say they get more assertive and aggressive with the woman, and then she feels some type of way, and that's why she can go to HR, and then you could get fired because you were trying to holler at her under the structure of the job versus under the structure of your program. You see what I'm saying? That's why trying to holler at chicks in those situations usually are not that great, because you're trying to holler at them under the structure of somebody else's situation. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely. I what you're saying is I explained that to her, in a roundabout way, basically saying, if things go left, you still work here, I still work here. I'm a man. I don't want to have any HR situations. I explained that to her, and she still kind of was trying to push the issue. Like, yeah, but you know, I have a child. I won't jeopardize my job. Like, we can keep everything outside of work. Blah blah blah. All that stuff.
Nah, listen, I'm telling you.
I told you, I didn't say nothing to none of these women. They came up to me.
Right, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. Them coming up to you means nothing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to. So what I'm saying, and then this is what I'm saying. The fact that you're even explaining all that stuff is also an issue. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, it's like this. And this is why I say, guys, this is why it's so important to have game, because a lot of times when you guys are talking about things, right? You saying certain things implies that you don't actually understand the big picture, which means you don't understand the game. So what I'm saying is this: you wouldn't have to tell the woman anything if you knew what it was supposed to be to fuck around with a chick in that situation. But what I'm saying is, if you knew what it was supposed to be to fuck around with a chick in that situation, you wouldn't want to fuck around with a chick in that situation in the first place. That's what I'm saying. Because remember, you keep saying the woman came up to you. Why do you keep saying that? You keep saying that because you think it means something. I keep telling you it doesn't mean anything. So the fact that you think it means something shows that you're not really understanding.
Yeah, that's where the confusion was coming. That's why I called in, because you were saying that guys were going to their job actively trying to pursue them, or the gym or whatever. And I was saying, if it was flipped, is it different?
No, and that's what I'm saying. And it's not. That's what I'm saying. Like, It doesn't matter. And the biggest reason why it doesn't matter is because you are under someone else's structure, which means that woman, see, and women are very clever. They know what is and isn't quote unquote appropriate in that situation. Right. So then what'll happen is that women will play dual roles. So what they'll do is they'll flirt with you, do all this other stuff, get your attention. You'll flirt back with them. They're taking all your attention and everything like that. Right now, if they were actually sexually attracted to you, they could try to take it a step further, right? And make something happen. But if they're not that sexually attracted to you and they were just using you for attention, then they can go to HR and report you. Oh, this motherfucker's trying to be all up on me. I don't like that, blah, 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 blah. Because now you're trying to push it further when they were only trying to get your attention. Now, let's say you end up fucking a girl. She wanted more than fucking from you, right? And then she's not getting what she wants. Now she's emotional because she expected more. Guess what? Now she can go to HR, say, you did this to her. You did it. You see what I'm saying? So she's already, she's dealing with you literally under that structure of the corporation, job, or whatever you're at. So this is why it's not a good idea in the first place to even fuck with her under those circumstances and situation, because you're not actually getting the woman who's adhering to you. She's adhering to the job. Which is, so everything that she's doing is based on her doing it at the job. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. You definitely.
Right. So that's why I say you gotta holler at chicks outside the job. So when you holler at chicks outside the job, they're immediately adhering to you because there's no structure above you. Soon as you're working for someone, you are adhering. You and her are submissive to that job. Do you understand what I'm saying? You submit to that program. You see what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. You made it clear for me. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right, brother. Well, I appreciate the call, fam. I'm gonna holler at you, man. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's go to 470. 470 is probably who it is. 470.
Hello, you got me?
Yes, sir. You got to take out the show in the background. I was hearing the show in the background. So what's going on?
Yeah, what's up? Quick question.
Hold on, wait. Did you donate?
I donated tomorrow. Yeah, my fault. I donated.
Okay, there we go. All right, so what's going on?
So yeah, basically, I've been hearing the conversation. I just wanted to make a quick opinion on, my thoughts. So basically, I definitely see where it's coming from. I would have recommended either to holler at a woman at your job if you don't have a game, but I've been in situations myself where I've done it, but I've done it in a very covert way to where it came out successfully. So Well, basically, my opinion is I want your thoughts on this. So, like I said, I've had successful situations in the past where maybe you slip your coworker your number through like a receipt, or you pull her in the back. It's definitely ways you can successfully do it without having the emotional attachment and two, the attention to get drawn to the situation. And maybe it could get blown out of proportion if you don't know what you're doing. But if you do it in a covert way that doesn't get attention from anybody, and you hit her up on the back end or after work, and you end up doing what y'all doing, and you can either let her know like, yo, when we get back to the job, just keep it between me and you.
Okay, so tell me a time when you did it. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, so I'll tell you a time. My last job, actually, I had a similar situation as a caller who had that story. We had multiple women come up to him, but in my specific situation, it was I started off as the work husband, because I've been in situations where it was attention whoring, and I also been in a situation where it was actual sexual desire, and that's why I'm able to
but that's what I'm saying. Tell me a situation where it happened where you met the girl, you was working with the chick, and then you ended up fucking. Tell me a story.
All right, yeah, I'll tell you right now. So I had this one chick. I was already there. She was a new chick, and I had the opportunity to train her. And basically, the same situation where I had with attention, where they would say sexual things that, in a sense, it would seem like attraction. It's like,
so wait, hold on. So wait. So the girl you were training, she was saying sexual things to you?
Yeah, like covertly, like sexual innuendos, things of that nature.
Like what?
Okay, so I'll give you one example. I was training her one time, and we ended up going on the side conversation, and we ended up talking about her piercings. And I said, "Wow, you have a lot of piercings." And she said, and then I asked her, this is my way of sexual. I essentially asked her, so that must mean you like pain? And she said, "Oh yeah, something like that." And she looked at me in a sexual way. Just small conversation like that, from the surface, that may seem regular, but they have sexual undertones. That's essentially what I'm saying.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, so how did it happen? Give us the story. So you said,
okay.
I want to hear the story from when you met her to when y'all started fucking. Like, tell us the story. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah. So that specific example is I actually ended up smashing her, because from the trainer situation, at the end of the shift, I ended up slipping her my number, or like giving her my number. I pulled her to the back, and I was like, you know what? We can keep. I like how this is going. I don't want to mix, business with pleasure, but I do want to give you my number. You can hit me up on the back end. If we could keep it professional here, but on the back end, we could do things that only me and you can discuss. So I ended up giving my number that night, and I ended up smashing a few days later, and then that was pretty much it. And then when we came back to work,
wait, rewind. So I need all the details. You're just saying things. You gave the same day you met her. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We try to learn here. So the same day you met her and you were training her. So that means, so you were training her, and then what happened? And you said something about her liking pain. You understand? And then you said, go, keep going.
Okay, yeah. So from that conversation, like I said, so that must mean you like pain. And she told me yes, something like that. And she looked at me up and down. And then that was the end of that quick interaction, because I had like got done training her for that specific part, and then I ended up going on about my shift. And then throughout the shift, like I said, there would be little interactions where I would it'd be like little side conversations where we might be busy, and I might come up to her like, just like small little flirty interactions.
Like what? That's what I'm saying. Okay, so you had the little interactions. What was the things? What did you say?
I mean, I just gave you one example. It's a lot of examples. I don't constantly recall it.
No, but this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You said that you told her the thing about pain. Then you said that within that day there were other little encounters. What did you say in those encounters?
Okay, well, I mean, I'm trying. Like I said, I don't consciously recall the other encounters because they aren't important.
No, they are important. That's what I'm
How are they important?
Let me tell you why they're important. Let me tell you why they're important. No. Let me hold on. Let me tell you. Wait. Caller. Let me tell you why they're important. Right. The reason why they're important is because if you're doing something, right, and you can't backtrack to say how you got there, then that means you don't know what you're doing. You understand what I'm saying?
I told you how I got there.
No, but you're not. This is what I'm trying to tell you. So what I'm saying is, no, this is what I'm saying. Caller. This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that means that you're macking on accident.
I'm not macking. I'm not macking because I know what I'm doing constantly because I have done it so many times.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
What's the point of keeping a memory?
No. Caller. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you've done it so many times, right? Because shout out to Boss Mac. He said this in Game Kings 1. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said, when you have game, you do a particular set of things, and then what happens is that you say these certain of things that I do create this outcome every time. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm asking you, what are the things you said and did? Because if you did this all the time, or you've been doing this a bunch of times, like you just said, that would mean that you can be able to explain it. So that's why I'm asking you to go into the detail. You see what I'm saying? Because we're trying to teach the guys, because call it a guy. No, call it, because that's what I'm saying. The guys who are watching, there's like almost 300 people watching. So somebody's watching right now and they're trying to take notes. They're like, oh, the caller said that he went to work and he did this. So now we're trying to get the information to teach. So tell us, what are the things you said specifically?
Like I said, Mr. Locario, I can tell you, like this happened a couple months ago, by the way. I've done this at 2 jobs now with 2 different women.
Okay, so tell us what you did, bro. You're not telling us anything.
Like I said, I'm telling you the gist or the generalization of what I've done. I don't remember the exact specifics. Like I said, I gave you one example. I don't remember the exact specifics. I can tell you.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. If you can't tell the exact specifics, right? Then what happens is that you. Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. Right? Your perfect example. So, what I'm saying is that, like, for example, there's certain ways where when I meet women at events or whatever, there's certain things that I do specifically when I'm approaching them and talking to them to, exchange information to make something happen for later on down the line, right? So, for example, there's times where I'm at a spot and I would see a woman like check me out for a second or whatever. And then so I'd be walking around talking to other people. And then what I would do is I would go to that woman who was checking me out and I'll walk up to her and I say, hey, listen, I think that's kind of rude that you saw me and you knew you wanted me. You thought I was sexy as fuck and you didn't come over and say anything. Right. And so usually when I say that, women laugh and they're like, oh my God, you're so crazy. Well, how come you didn't say anything to me? And then we have a particular conversation. And then I say other things that they respond to. And then I segue that into another thing. So what I'm saying is that if I'm going to be able to explain bit by bit, because I do this shit all the time and I do it the same way, that's what I'm asking you. I'm saying break down what you do, because remember you said in general you do this. So what are the things you do in general? That's what I'm asking.
Okay, now I get what you're saying. So, yeah. So in general, like I said, since I was training her, I already had an intuitive feeling that she was feeling me. Mm. And the way I confirmed it is I said attraction traps, which essentially bait. So, for example, as I'm training her, I might ask like a side question that opens up another conversation. Like for that specific example, I said, "Oh, it seems like you got a lot of piercings." That wasn't within the current subject that we were talking about, but that was a side segue, as you called it, into another conversation in which I can weed out if she's actually, or if there's some interest there, period, whether it's medium, high, or low. So that's one of the ways I do it, which is attraction traps. Essentially, another way I can do it is by just being straightforward and direct. Giving her a compliment.
Yeah. So call it. That's what I'm saying. So just all you got to do is think back to that situation when you was training that girl. Tell us what else you did. That's all we're asking. Like you're the one who did it. So just tell us what you did. Like, why is this like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're saying like you weren't, when did this happen? When did this particular situation happen?
This happened August, like I said, a couple months ago.
So you can't remember what happened a couple months ago?
I can remember it because, like I said, I smashed her a couple days after. But what I'm saying is, this general. I remember generally what happened. I don't.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Tell us. So okay, now, how many days passed from the time you met her to the time you smashed?
3 days. I met her Thursday and I smashed Sunday.
Okay, cool, perfect. So now, what did you say? Because remember, you said the same day y'all would kind of see each other throughout the day, and you were saying other things. What were those things?
Look, this is a guy. I just told you I care. I don't remember the specifics. I don't remember the specifics.
So let's fast forward to the actual getting together to smash. Who called who? Who hit up who?
Okay, so thank you. So the actual day, like I said, 3 days later, so around Sunday. I was actually off that day, but she was working, and I FaceTimed her. And well, I texted her before that, but I said she set up a FaceTime for that night, and that's when I secured, throughout in the conversation, I secured, and then I ended up picking her up, and we ended up getting it popping in my car.
So wait, so hold on. So on that third day, you saying that you FaceTime her and then said, "Hey, let's get together."
Yeah, essentially.
Okay, and then you say you picked her up.
Yeah, I picked her up.
Okay, and then y'all had sex in the car.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other girl that you said that you did this with, how did that occur? Because you said that it happened twice.
Yeah, so that girl ended up going to her house.
So why'd you fuck this girl in the car and the other girl in her house?
I mean, it was just preference. The one in the house, she lived close by me, and then the one in the car, that was also my preference because I wasn't comfortable going to her house, and I didn't want her to come to mine.
Why you don't want her to come to your house?
Well, I stay with my parents, so I didn't.
Oh,
she
so
could have came, but I don't. It wasn't my purpose at the time.
Okay, and so this is what I'm trying to say. So what I'm saying is this, right? The issue with what you're talking about, right? And this is what I was saying with the other caller, is that you're macking on accident, which means that you don't have a strategy to create the situations over and over and over again. So if you don't have that strategy, then that means that what could happen is if you were to talk to another girl at a job, you could be in a situation where shit could fuck up. You understand what I'm saying? That's the point I'm trying to make. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is that just because you're able to hook up with a woman at work, right, doesn't necessarily mean you know how to hook up with women at work. Because this is why I was trying to ask you to explain it. Because if you explain it, said, "Hey, I do this every time, and then this happens every time," then it would have been like, "Oh, cool. So I get it because that makes sense because you can replicate that all the time." But if you can't explain it, right, then that means that you were just flying by the wind. You weren't. You see what I'm saying? Like you just were kind of like making shit happen.
I explained it to you. I gave you a generalization of what happened. I did explain it.
Right, but this is what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if I came to you and I said, "Hey, teach me how to do it," what would you say?
Okay, perfect. So first thing I would tell you is, depending on the situation, we could say scenario, exact my scenario. Yo, teach me how to hook up with a woman at my job. Okay, boom. First thing you want to do, let's say a situation where you're training her. First, I would, like I said, I would gauge her attraction, see if there's any general interest there, high, medium, or low. And then after that.
Okay, so wait, stop. Let's stop. Wait, stop right there. How do you gauge that? How do you know?
You gauge that through conversations. So, for example, setting sexual innuendos. Throughout the conversation, you can either say slick sexual things to see if she'll respond. It's essentially throwing like a jab to an opponent or throwing like an alley-oop in basketball to see if she's going to catch the ball and dunk it, essentially.
Okay, so now my question will be, how do you know if she's actually sexually interested in you or she's just using you for attention?
I'm glad you asked that. So the perfect way to know is the number part. That's the perfect way to know. Basically,
the what part?
The number part.
What number part? What are you talking about?
Will you end up giving her your number, or you end up giving her your information?
So that lets you know. Wait, so that lets you know that she wants to do something sexual?
That doesn't fully let you know. You'll only fully know it until you're actually smashing her. But that kind of puts her.
But that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. So if I'm at work, how do I know whether or not she wants to smash or she's using me for attention, and then essentially I could get fucked up at work and get HR on me?
Oh, okay. So you don't know if she's following your instructions, essentially.
But how? That's what I'm saying. So how? What instructions? What are the instructions that she has to follow to secure the situation to where more than likely it's not going to bite me in the ass by trying to holler at the girl at work?
Okay, I'll explain. So she has to follow your instructions, and she basically has to follow the route that you're going. So you set a sexual innuendo, she responds positively. And that continues throughout the shift. And at the end of the shift, you can say something along like, "Hey, listen, it seems like you picking up what I'm putting down. So here, I'm gonna give you my number, and we could definitely do some great things outside of work." Let's say you say something like that. You give her your number. She texts you later that night, "Hey, I just got out of work." You might say, "That's cool. How you feeling?" Da da da. You get into the conversation. You say, "Listen, I want to get on the phone with you. I want to hear your voice when I'm talking to you." And you setting it up, and then you give her instructions. And I want to come see you, or I want you to come see me tomorrow night, Saturday night, Sunday night, whichever day you pick. She's consistently following your instructions, following your lead, and then eventually you can either tell her, "I want to smash," or she ends up picking up on what you're putting down, and you end up making it happen. And then you let her know. And then assuming that you weren't fucking up in terms of giving her non-sexual attention, you're not cuddling, you're not doing anything that could make her, giving her mixed signals, essentially, it should all go smoothly from there. It's literally, it shouldn't be any fuck-ups.
So this is what I'm saying. What are the signs that show that she's just using you for attention?
Okay, perfect. So the signs that show is if she's not following your instructions. So you give her, or it's like it's half-assed to where she may do it in the beginning, but the moment you try to make it serious, she gives an excuse, or she pushes back, or she shows resistance. Essentially, if she gives any form of resistance throughout the entire interaction, that lets you know that she's not 100% feeling you. It could be 50%, 60%. She's not 100% feeling
right, but this is what I'm saying. This is the issue, though. This is the part that you're not talking about, because remember, you said you did this twice, correct?
Yeah, twice.
Right. So what I'm saying is that if you did this twice, right, what are the things that you did similar or the same in both situations, right? And also, how do you know that you weren't macking on accident because you only did it twice?
Okay, so those are two questions right there.
You see what I'm saying?
I'll answer those questions. First one, what are some things similar that I did in both interactions? Some things similar I did in both interactions were setting the sexual innuendos and attraction traps, I like to call it.
Okay, so wait. So what was the sexual innuendo you said to the second girl? Because the first girl, you said something about pain and you must look like you like pain and all. Okay, what was this thing you thought was the sexual innuendo with the second girl?
Well, the second girl, I did do a couple of sexual innuendos, but what I remember specifically was I was mainly flirting through my like eye contact and body language. So we'll have conversations, and I might say some things.
No, but caller, this is what I'm talking about. You just said that you use sexual innuendos. Then now you're saying you weren't using sexual innuendos.
That's not what I said. I did, but what I remember specifically was flirting through my body language. That's what I said.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. If caller, you're not following what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you don't have a strategy. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Because if you had a strategy, you would use the strategy the same way all the time and do the same thing. And so what I'm saying is that
generally it's the same.
No. It's not generally. It's the same all the time. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to get you to understand is that I asked you, what do you do? You said I do sexual innuendo. Cool.
Every interaction is different though.
It's not.
Sometimes I don't use.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm saying in the sense that nothing is pretty much one. It's original.
No. Caller. You can use different sexual innuendos, but you said you use sexual innuendos. So then when I asked you, what is the sexual innuendo you did with the second girl? You said, well, I just flirted with her with my eyes and body language. So what's the sexual innuendo you did? That's what I'm asking.
Okay, I answered that question. I said for her, I also use sexual innuendos, but I don't specifically recall the ones I use. But I remember. Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. What I'm saying is that if you don't remember, you understand, that means you're macking on accident.
If I remember what I generally did, I'm not macking on accidents, because if I can recall the general interaction, that's not macking on.
Okay,
accidents.
so then if you recall what you generally did, give us the general thing you did for the sexual innuendo with that girl.
Like I said, I can't recall the sexual innuendo with her. This was a couple months ago. Like I said, I know I'm not making no accident. I do have a general strategy when it comes to attracting.
Hey, call wait, how old are you? How old are you?
That's right.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
You're 20. So how long have you been working, caller?
16.
Since you were 16. And so from 16 to 20, you smashed 2 chicks at your job.
Yeah, only 2 chicks.
Okay.
Actually, wait, go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying. So this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, okay, you ever heard the saying, a broke clock is right twice a day?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yes, you're the broke clock. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
If that's what you want to call it.
That's what I'm saying. Because what I'm saying is, if you can't accurately break it down, then you don't know what you're doing. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what macking on accident means. You understand what I'm saying? It's throwing shit at the wall and then seeing what sticks. You understand? This is why if I tell guys, if you go to badboymembership.com, I have a program called Understanding Patterns, how to predict your outcomes with women. So what I'm saying is that if you can't explain specifically what you did to get from point A to point Z, then you are not going to be able to predict. So meaning that when you have game, for example, if I wanted to hook up with 2 new women this weekend, I know what I would need to do specifically to hook up with 2 new girls this weekend. Like, I know exactly what I would need to do, and I would be hooking up with 2 new girls this weekend, probably 3, just on some throwing that shit in there. Because what I'm saying is there's certain things that you do specifically. You do A, B, C, D, and then you end up with E. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that if you can't understand how you got from there to here and really break it down, that means that you're macking on. That's literally what macking on accident means, is that it's you're doing what you're doing, but things are just kind of working in that favor for you to get that outcome. But you have no idea what you did. You're not actually consciously doing anything specific. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But even the thing where it comes to hooking up with a woman, it's not that different from just hooking up with a woman in general.
What are you talking about?
That's my underlying point, where pretty much the only difference in the way you hook up with women, either at your job or outside of work, is the covert nature of it, where you're not as obvious or direct with sexual intent at the job. That's my big. So if I can hook up with a woman just outside of work, then it's no issue inside of work. It's not really it's not a big change in strategy.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you think that women outside of work? Hold on. Look at what I'm saying. Do you think women outside of work are going to look at you different than women at work?
Like in what way?
Meaning, because you said there's no difference. So what I'm saying is, so you're saying that if you meet a woman at a coffee shop randomly and approach her and talk to her, do you think that woman is going to look at you differently than a woman that you see every day at work?
I mean, yeah, generally, probably, because she doesn't know me.
Right. So what I'm saying is, you're saying that it's the same thing. What I'm saying is that it's not, because the perception.
No, I'm saying it's generally the same thing.
No, it's not. No, it's not generally. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not generally the same thing. So what I'm telling you is the perception the woman has of you is going to dictate her response to you. So it's not generally the same thing.
That's every interaction with women, though.
Right, but and that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the circumstance and situation is going to alter her perception of you. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. You see what I mean? So what I'm saying is this is and again, you're young, so you don't get this yet. But what I'm telling you is, and this is how women think, right? Have you ever done online dating?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so I'm gonna just use online dating for example. Do you know that if you're on an online dating site, and this is why, shout out to shoplocario.com and myself and Abe, this is why you got to get the online dating consultations. Do you realize that when you're on an online dating site, a woman will look at you funny for being on an online dating site, even though she is also on the online dating site? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So meaning she's on the site with you and she's looking at you like, what's wrong with this guy that he's on an online dating site? Why, so he can't get girls off of online. Why is he on here? Even though she's on there. So what I'm saying is a woman's perception of you is taken into account based on how she's going to respond to you. So what I'm saying is it's not generally the same thing if you are hollering at a chick at work versus hollering at a stranger at the coffee shop or in the street. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that not understanding that those perceptions are happening, you're going to be interacting with women, not realizing and recognizing that the reason why she's acting a certain way towards you is based on how she perceives you in that particular situation. That's why I said at work, when I was asking you, so how do you know that this particular woman isn't just using you for attention at work versus actually wanting to hook up with you? Because her perception of you at work is going to be different than a random stranger hollering at you, because the fact that you and her are at work together, she already sees you and her at the same level. You and her basically equal at work. You understand what I'm saying? So the fact that her perception is y'all are equal is going to take into account the interaction you're going to have with that woman at work. You see what I'm saying? Versus if you meet a girl at a coffee shop, she's not looking at you as equal, because within that context, you and her are not under any structure. You are just a brand new guy, right, that she's talking to see if she's going to actually submit to you. If you're at work with the girl, you guys are both submitting to the job. So therefore, you guys are equal. Therefore, the perception that she has of you is different. You understand what I'm saying? The game is psychological. So based on how she's viewing you, that's going to be the issue. You know what I'm saying? So
how she views you is dependent on her attraction level.
No, but this is what, no. Caller. This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that how she views you, right, is going to be the thing that's either going to make her attracted to you or not. You see what I'm saying? It's not about her being attracted to you, it's how she views you. Part of how she views you is going to play into if she's attracted to you or not. You understand what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. And you can control that.
No, you can't. You understand what I'm saying? No.
You say you're submitted to the structure of the job.
Yes.
But at the same time, that's not dictating whether or not she'll be sexually, like, that's irrelevant in terms of her attraction level to you. Just because you're a coworker, and just because she can see you equal at the job doesn't mean like she's not a sexually attracted like that.
So Cole, let me ask you a question. So if you're working at McDonald's with a chick and she meets a guy outside of your job who is an entrepreneur making millions of dollars, you think she sees you the same as the guy that you think she sees you working at McDonald's with her as the same as the other guy that's a millionaire?
Financially, no, but
no. This is what you're not getting. Because you and her are flipping burgers together. You understand what I'm saying? Her perception of you is that you guys are equal, and women are not attracted to men that they think they're equal to. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. So it's not about financially. It's the fact of she sees you as equal to her, whereas the guy outside of the situation, he ain't even got to be a millionaire. He could just be a random nigga outside. She's going to see him as way more attractive than you just because he's not working next to her. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you don't understand.
That's not true, because there are situations where managers sleep with them.
Oh, you youngins are so adorable.
Okay, Mr. Clark, based on your logic, you're basically saying the money dictates attraction.
No. It's not the money.
You're saying
caller, you're not listening.
If another guy makes more money than me, then what are you saying? Like, holistically,
you're not listening. It's not about the money. It's about the position. You understand? Your position.
What does that have to do with sexual attraction? We're at a job. We're not out. So you're saying, okay, outside of work, how would her?
You just, I swear, y'all really don't be. This is what I'm saying, caller. This is why you got to get coaching. What I'm trying to get you to understand. What I'm trying to get you to understand is this, right? See, you're thinking of it on a surface level. When I'll give you a perfect example. I'm gonna say two scenarios, and I'm gonna ask you, which person do you think is more attractive? A guy approaching a woman, right? That's one scenario. The guy approaches the woman. The second scenario is that woman gives a different guy choosing signals, and then the guy approaches her. Which one does she find more attractive?
The second scenario, you said the girl gives the guy choose a signal?
Yes. So in the first scenario, the random guy approaches the girl. In the second scenario, the girl gives the guy the choosing signal first, right? And then he doesn't approach her until after the choosing signal happens. Which one she's more attracted to?
The first one.
Okay, why?
Because he didn't rely on choosing signals to make a decision.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But what part of that makes him more attractive?
Essentially, him following his own leadership and going after he wants, regardless of like a choosing signal.
Right. So him being the type of guy who leads and makes the decision to give her the opportunity is more attractive than the guy who's just waiting on her. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the reason why is because part of what makes that guy attractive to her, right, in that particular situation is not just about the way he looks or how much money he has. What makes him attractive is that the turn on is the fact that he actually came over and got what he wants, which is the aggressive and assertive nature. That plays into the attraction. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is there's factors that play into the attraction, and everything matters. So that's what I'm saying, where when you're looking at things surface level, you're not taking into account all the other things. This is why when we even talk about being at the job, the fact of a guy trying to holler at the chick at the job says so many things about him that she perceives him a particular way. So basically, remember I said about the dating app where the girl is like, why is this guy on a dating app? Can't he get women outside the dating app? What do you think the woman at the job is saying? Why is this guy trying to holler at me at the job? Doesn't he have other girls outside of this? You see what I'm saying? That's my point. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is why, you know, the guys who don't give a shit and just do their thing are more attractive than the guys who are being, you know, nice and accommodating and all this other stuff. It's psychological. They're saying, why is he being so nice to me and giving me all these things and doing all this stuff? Oh, I know. Maybe it's because he's not used to being with women. Maybe it's because he's putting me on a pedestal because he's not used to being around chicks or getting women. The guy who doesn't give a shit, he must get a lot of women. He must fuck really good. Because if he's not putting me on the pedestal like this other guy, that must mean he has other things going on outside of me or besides me. So that must indicate that this guy is actually more valuable, more interesting, more sexy, and all this other stuff. It's all psychological. You understand what I'm saying?
Nah,
that's what I'm trying to tell you. So what I'm saying is by you being in the job in the first place, you understand? Already in the first place, by you hollering at the girl at your job and you're at the same job in the first place, already is going to make her perceive you a certain way just off that. You understand what I'm saying?
I I get what you're saying, but it's definitely a connotation when it comes to hollering at women. I don't perceive what I'm doing as hollering at women. I perceive it as I'm giving them an opportunity based off the initial attraction that they have for me. I'm not going out of my way. But this is what I'm saying.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. What opportunity are you giving her when you're hollering at her at the job? Huh?
I said by giving her my number. I don't ask for her number. I give her my number.
No. But this what you're not listening to what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying. You and her both work at McDonald's. What opportunity can you give her working at McDonald's?
Great dick.
Great dick. She could get great dick from somebody else. What's so? Are you the only one who has great dick?
I'm the only version of me who has great dick. I mean, that's what makes it 1-to-1 and original, is that it's coming from me, not from another guy who can have what I have.
Right, but this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if that's the case, right, and you're the 1-of-1 original, then why can't you explain how you do it?
I gave you it's already.
You see how it comes all the way back around?
I don't know why you see what I'm saying? I gave you a general. I already gave you generalization.
Because if I asked you a question about, tell me something that you really like to do, or your hobbies or whatever, you'd be like, oh yeah, I like to do this and I like to do that, and usually I fuck with this and blah, blah, blah. You can easily write that off because that is what you're about. But then when I ask you, what did you do specifically in these situations with these women? Oh, I don't know, generally speaking, and I kind of did this and I kind of did that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You see what I mean? So, and what I'm saying is that you got to see. And again, I'm actually glad that you're at least going out here and trying to do things. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is there's certain things that you don't really understand, right? Which is why I said before, it's still macking on accident. You understand what I'm saying? Because if there were certain things you understood, right, the outcomes that you have are connected to the things you did. So if you can't understand the things you did, then that means that you don't know how you got to the outcome. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to get you to understand, is that since you can't really accurately explain it, that is literally why you're macking on accident. That's all I'm saying. And so what I'm saying is, when you first called in, you're like, oh, but you can get girls at your job. And I'm like, okay, cool. Tell me how you did it. And if you can't tell me how you did it, then that means you have no strategy to make it happen. And if you have no strategy to make it happen, guess what? You're macking on accident. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, I can see that perspective. I can definitely see that perspective. You can't accurately describe bar for bar, word for word, and technically it's macking on accident. So I can agree with you on that. But like I said, I've done it successfully, and I know I have the ability to do it, and I know it's not that much different from just hooking up with a woman you meet at a club or at a bar.
It's different. It's totally different. So there's so many layers of different. It's so many layers of different. It's not even funny. Okay, I'll give you a perfect example, right? You ever been to a Jamaican restaurant?
Yeah, I think.
Or like a West Indian restaurant, and you ever have a situation where they ran out of food?
No, I never had that.
Okay, so you never really been to a Jamaican restaurant. So basically what happens is, a lot of these Jamaican and West Indian restaurants, they'll sometimes run out of food because they only make a certain amount, and then that's it for the day. So if you come late, you just shit out of luck. They ran out of curry chicken or whatever, it's over. Right now, have you ever been to McDonald's and they ran out of cheeseburgers? Never, right? So that's like you saying, well, it's the same thing generally. Like McDonald's and a Jamaican restaurant's the same. No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? There's different levels to the situation. And then on top of that, what happens is McDonald's, guess what they do? They do the same thing the same way all the time. So if I was to ask a McDonald's worker, hey, how do you guys put the cheeseburgers together? Oh, first we take out the sheet, then we put the first bun here, then we put that there, and then we add this, and we do it the same way every time. So that's what I'm saying, where if you have game and I'm asking you, okay, what did you do? You can be able to tell me what you did. Why? Because you do it the same way every time. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
All right, so that's what I'm saying, caller. But listen, man, I appreciate you calling in, though. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'll holler at you later, though, man. Appreciate you. All right. All right. So, guys, we about to wrap this up. guys. So, make sure that you guys, what's today? Today's Friday. So yeah, so make sure you guys go to, oh, we got one more call. Goddamn. Okay, last call. 832, what's popping with this?
Chilling, man. This is Jay. I sent 10 to Miles.
All right. So what's going on?
Chilling, man. I was trying to understand what you were saying when you were saying like what you do and who you are at the job. I was trying to connect it because you were saying pretty much like if you work at the McDonald's joint and you talk to the girl at the McDonald's, you saying she ain't gonna fuck with you because she see you in the same position.
No, I'm not saying she's not going to fuck with you. What I'm saying is that because you guys are equal, you're in the same position, right? That means that part of a woman's attraction to you is she sees you in some form or fashion as better than you. Like she sees you as, well, I'm getting an upgrade by fucking with this guy. Like you're better than her. You have more than her. You are whatever it is. There's something about you where I get a leg up by fucking with you. So what I'm saying is if you guys are in the same position, right, essentially, then you guys are literally in the same, y'all are both under the same structure. So what I'm saying is that based on her being attracted to you in that manner, right? Her perception of you is, well, he's not really the best I can do, because if he was better, he wouldn't be here with me. You see what I'm saying? He wouldn't be in the same situation as me. If he was in a better situation, he wouldn't be here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that make a whole lot of sense. I get what you're saying.
Right. So what I'm saying is what makes a woman attracted to you is the fact that you are just like, for example, the fact that you approach the woman and she would be scared to approach you, that is attractive because she's like, well, I couldn't do that. I'm impressed that he would even do this. This is amazing. You understand? Because he's doing something that is quote unquote better, right? That's the perception. You see what I mean? And so what I'm saying is that a lot of you guys, what you don't understand is that the game is psychological. So what happens is that the woman, like I'll give you a perfect example. Do you do online dating?
No.
Okay, so now if you go on online dating, right? If you look at women's profiles, right, they'll have like, just like regular pictures. Some of their pictures are trash. It's not even all that good, right? Now, what happens is when women go on dating apps, they'll swipe left on a lot of motherfuckers, right? And the reason why they swipe up and left on a lot of motherfuckers is because when they're looking at their pictures, the guy's pictures look just as shitty as their pictures. Now, when they come across the guy who has really great pictures, he looks good in his pictures, everything looks clean, it's popping and all this other stuff. And this is what we teach you guys on the shoplocario.com on the online dating consultation. What happens is she's like, ooh, this guy's different than the rest. This guy looks like, based on the quality of your pictures, what you're saying in the bio and all this other stuff, this guy looks like fucking with him would benefit my life. Like I'm attracted to him. He's really attractive. So I want to fuck with him. But what I'm saying is that if you are essentially on the same level as her, you understand? She's not going to be attracted to you like that. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand.
No, I get that, man. I think the only thing I'm looking at it from is I get that point about it. I think where I'm coming at it is from like when I'm talking to the girl. Yeah, we both, we both work at McDonald's. She, how you work it too? I'm like, well, bitch, I'm just doing this for part time while I'm finishing up my master's, or I'm finishing up my undergrad, or I'm buying studio time. Now I wouldn't call her a bitch, but I'm just saying like she may think like that. I'm like, man, what you doing this weekend? She's like, oh, I gotta work Fridays and da 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 da. Now she may ask me, what you doing this weekend? I'm like, shit, I called off, man. I got a DJ spot in Florida this weekend, so I can't really work, and I'm trying to really get out this motherfucker in the next 3 months. Now, by her starting to hear who I am, now that like, because if she attracted to me, and then we're having like just a small conversation, and she's starting to see like, well, not starting to see. I'm telling her like, yeah, I'm just doing this shit for a couple months. Stack a little bit, piece of money for the move out.
So let me ask you, why are you telling her this? Why are you telling her this?
Well, we having a conversation. I don't tell her everything.
No. But this is what I'm saying. What is the reason for telling her this?
I mean, she asked me, she asked me what I'm doing this weekend. There's no like catch behind it necessarily.
Okay, so you're not telling her this to try to make her, to impress her, to get her to like you. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's corny. I was just showing you how like I get what you're saying, because I smashed girls at the job too, and they was attracted to me. All I did was pretty much just I recognized it and I went with it. But I was just saying how it's a situation where like we just having a conversation, and if she feel like I'm above her or I'm under her, that's on her. But if we have the conversation and we do what we do, I was just trying to see how does that work when if she see me as equal, but she asking the question like, yo, so who drive that car outside? I'm like, wow, like that's my car. Why, what's up? Oh, and so then there's a conversation going on. Or like, damn, why you came to work with your good shoes? I'm like, man, I just came back I just got back in from New York. I just flew in, came straight to work. So like I'm just saying, like when you're having a conversation with a woman, I do think that do play a part with it. You know what I'm saying? The interaction, because they're gonna think what they want to think anyway. But once that conversation happens, then that's where, whatever in her mind starts to kind of break down, and she starts like kind of looking at it a little different.
But that's what I'm saying. Where are you having the conversation at?
Oh, well, well, when I was talking to girls at the job, who's at the job talking? We just talking small talk.
That's my point. You see what I'm saying? That's my point. My point is that you both are at the job. You understand what I'm saying? That's what. So okay, let's take it out of job. Let's say let me give something a little bit more drastic. Let's say you you and the girl are fucking like locked up in a jail cell somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? Or y'all both are slaves or some shit somewhere, right? That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. You guys are in the same position. She sees you as an equal. If she sees you as an equal, what happens is that you are going to be less attractive to her than another person that she sees as better than her. It's really that simple. You see what I'm saying?
No, I get that. I get how simple you're making it, and there is some truth to that. I'm just saying, like, even though we're in the same position, I'm still Jay, regardless of if I work at a CEO level or if I'm a janitor. I'm still Jay, though.
Right, but this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. And this is the part that is very hard for people to understand. Right. This is what I'm saying. The fact that you are at the job with her and you're trying to get at her at the job, right? What it's saying to her is that it's reinforcing to her, right, that you are not that attractive guy because the attractive guy wouldn't even fuck with her. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. So that's my point. My whole point is that so she should be looking at you like, man, he's so attractive. I want to fuck with him. Right? But the fact that you're trying to fuck with her in the job is reinforcing to her that she can do better than you. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole point. Like, she should be the one. She should be the one chasing you and pining over you. And then you might, if you feel like it, if you find it in your heart to give her some dick, then you might. But the fact that you're trying to get at her at the job is reinforcing the fact that she's looking at you like, nigga, like a dude that I would want wouldn't even be here, one. And a dude who I would want probably would want a bitch prettier than me, a chick who's more interesting than me. This is what I'm saying. This is how they think. So what I'm saying is that the thing that makes her attracted to you is the positioning. So what I'm saying is that how does she view you in relation to her? And if in relation to her, she views you as an equal because y'all are basically under the same structure, then that is not going to make you extremely attracted. Now, what I'm saying is this. I'm not saying it's impossible for the chick to, end up hooking up with you if the circumstance happens to where that goes down. What I'm saying is that you are already in a position, right, where you are not attractive to her like that because you're right next to her. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. You feel what I mean?
No, I get that. I get that. I agree. I don't think that you should probably be at your job, like just super campaigning, going crazy with it. But if a girl that you find attractive is kind of like giving you the eye and kind of giving you the look and smiling and shit or whatever, and if you want to entertain it, then I do think that may be something you can do if you know how to like set that up and make that work. And y'all just go out the job and do your thing.
I got a perfect example. Check this out. Why do you think there's a thing called work husbands?
Because lames be falling in love with bitches that they clock in with, I guess.
No. So let me ask you, do you think that these women are fucking their work husbands? Or they just is just a cute name for a guy that they, hang out with at work?
Honestly, if I had to guess on that, work husband, I think nah. I don't think so.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They're not fucking those guys. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that the reason why they're not fucking those guys is because they're not sexually attracted to them. And what happens is that they're using those guys for what they can be used up for, which is non-sexual attention. So let me get this non-sexual attention from this guy who I'm not attracted to because he's in the same position as me, but I can use him up for non-sexual attention. And you know why women use guys up for non-sexual attention? Because they're not sexually attracted to them. So what I'm saying is that the fact that he's in the same situation, remember, if you work with a woman, the more she knows you, right? The more familiar she is with you, the less attractive you are, because now she's seeing all your flaws and goofy shit and all that other stuff. What makes a woman attracted to you at first is the fantasy of who you might be. But she knows you. She see you all week. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell you guys, man.
No, I get you. I get you. I think for me, when I was doing what I was doing, like we wasn't doing a whole lot of talking every day, and she never called me her work husband. Like if anything, I'm just the guy at work that I'm one of the, well, I don't know if I'm one of the guys. I could be one of the guys, but anyway, I'm just the guy at work knocking it down. Not at work, but outside of work, I'm knocking it down. But yeah. Now, we wouldn't talk a whole lot. We wouldn't be going to the break room and having apples and lighting up Hot Pockets. We wasn't doing no stuff like that. But it was a situation where I was playing it chill, playing it cool, just talking a little bit, not talking about I'm trying to be your boyfriend. She wasn't talking about being my girlfriend. It's just a situation, man, when a girl like you and shit, and this is in work, out of work, when a girl like you and you know it, then all you really got to do is go over there and set it up and make sure it work, and then y'all do your thing. But let it be known that this is what we're doing, and I like doing this.
Right, but
that's pretty much what that is.
This is what I'm saying. Would a billionaire be looking for a price discount?
Would a billionaire be looking for a price discount?
Yeah.
On what, like a yacht or something?
Just in general,
business he might be.
Just in general, would a billionaire be always looking to try to get a discount with damn near everything?
I mean,
the answer is no, right? So
that go both ways, Locario. That go both ways. But to serve your point, if he's the type of guy that want to take, the guy that want to pay top price, he looks for a discount.
No. And that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that if a person's looking for a discount, then usually that implies they ain't got the money. So your actions and the circumstances within those actions are going to show the person what type of person you might be. You understand what I'm saying? And so therefore, if you are the guy at work pining over the woman at work, then you might be the type of guy who ain't got no bitches outside of work. That's what I'm saying. And if you're the type of guy who don't got no bitches out of work, then hey, you see what I'm saying? It's all connected to that. That's the part that you guys are not getting. And so the thing is, you're like, well, I smashed this girl at work. That's cool. What I'm trying to get you to understand is the perception of it. And what I'm saying is that usually shit like that happens because of a lack of something else happening, outside of that. But listen, I got to wrap this up because I got to head up out of here. But I appreciate you calling in, fam. I'm gonna holler at you, man.
All right, G. Take care,
sir. Man. Peace. All right, let me close the phone lines real quick. So also too, I want to clear up something because Jay, who doesn't have any game, he's like, oh, it all sounds like a girl just trying to find a guy that got higher status than a guy who works next besides at the burger place. No. That's Red Bull shit. It's not about status, right? It's about positioning. meaning that somebody is submitting to somebody else. Right? Now, if you are at work, you and the girl are submitting to the job, which means you and the girl are at the same level. So when she sees you at the same level as her, how can she submit to you? You get it? This is what you. So when you meet a random woman, you don't need status or none of that. But when you meet a random woman, right, and you tell her what to do, and she's attracted to you and she does it, she just submitted to you. So now she's looking up at you. She's like, oh, this guy is better. So now I'm attracted to him because I feel like I can get an upgrade from this guy. You understand what I'm saying? This is what it's like. It's really not that complicated, guys. You know what I'm saying? It's really not that complicated. Oh, man. But I mean, that was a good talk because I feel like, you know, a lot of guys are so concerned about getting chick to the job and I want to holler at the chick at my job and all this other shit. And, you know, the problem is that you don't even realize the perception in the situation, which causes a woman to respond and react that way. That's why earlier the guys were like, oh, you know, these girls are coming up to me and saying all this stuff to me at work. Of course they're going to do that because they want a work husband. They want a guy that they're not really that attracted to pine over them, to feed their ego because they know you want to fuck. You understand what I'm saying? Because check this out. A dude who has game would never be a work husband. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. So as a man, you need your influence to be the only influence, period. Exactly. So how can a man influence the woman while he's under the same structure as the woman in the job? You understand? So you both are adhering to the job. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, man. You guys got to understand it. But anyway, but listen, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Tomorrow, check out the Manhood is a Skill Set show. With Kay Zaggin. I don't know if Miles is going to be on it because he's like away for right now. But check out Kay Zaggin, Jay Roman. I think sometimes Mr. Justin comes on and everything. I'm going to be doing my show after theirs tomorrow. And also make sure that you guys go to shoplocario.com, badboymembership.com, masculineidentitymembership.com, and cunninghamelements.com. And and also make sure you check out the Real Game No Theory show on Sunday. And that's pretty much it, man. I'll holler at you guys later. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm going out. These hoes fucking with their nose and their lips and they go around thinking that they hot shit. They cutting up their whole face, new tits look fake. Bitch, you need to stop it. You're getting Botox, trying to look young sounds fun until it's not it. You think you look better think again, because bitch, you are not lit. What the fuck's this about? You're so fucked and I doubt you don't even realize you don't look human. Lip injections look like you got punched in the mouth. That's that self-hate shit. That's what you do when you think you ain't shit. Only the real relate with. What I say, haters hate, I say this. Fuck that fake shit. Fake ass, fake tits, fake lips, fake that, fake this. I want a real bitch. 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 I want the real shit. Why are y'all so drastic? Your body is plastic, your mental is that sick. Not being dramatic, but one wrong move and you'll be in the casket. Y'all in a place where I can't be in. I'm a champion. I love myself. I'm happy in the skin I'm in. Why you wanna be in the skin of a Kardashian? Even these males want a facelift. They wanna be like a fake bitch. They wanna fake it till they make it. The fake call me a hater, but the only thing I hate is fakeness. That's the self-hate shit. That's what you do when you think you ain't shit. Only the real relate with. What I say, haters hate, I say this. Fuck that fake shit. Fake ass, fake tits, fake lips, fake that, fake this.
I want a real bitch. 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 I want the real shit. Fuck that fake shit. Fake ass, fake tits, fake lips, fake that, fake this. I want a real bitch. 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 I want the real shit. I want the